Okay, boys and girls and students of all ages. Today what we're going to be going over is how to draw and design a template for your SuperClip. We will be using this template you create to actually make the real thing, kind of like the same way 99.9% of stuff is made in real life. So today's going to be a video showing you how to draw it, and later on we'll actually get to making the thing. The first thing we want to do, as far as general good practices, is we're going to save this file to start. That way you don't have to worry about losing it. We're going to name this file SuperClip and then your last name. Oh, probably should type the word super, right? SuperClip and your last name. Once you have that, we can go ahead and click Save. The top should have changed and updated to the name. And we are ready to draw. As usual, we want to check our document settings and make sure that this is in inches. And if it's not, we can click on that icon, come over to here, and make sure that we're in inches. I already am, so I can hit cancel. If you needed to, you should have hit OK. I'm going to come over to create sketch. And for this one, I'm going to click right on this back wall right here. And that's going to square this thing up. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, knowing what we're about to draw. And if you're seeing like a 10 over here or a 7.5, you're probably zoomed out far enough. The first thing that I want to draw is a rectangle. I'm going to press R for rectangle, and I'm going to click right on this center origin point. I'm going to click and let go. I'm not going to move the mouse until I let go of the left click. As I pull this out into the side, it's going to allow me to type in measurements. So on the bottom there where it says 8.418, right now that's highlighted. I'm going to want that measurement to be 9. Okay, and then if I press tab on the keyboard, it'll bring me to the other box. And I want this measurement to be 1.5. All right, so these measurements, if you hear me say dimension, that just means a measurement of a line or a thing. So right now I have my 9 inches here, my 1.5 here, and I'm ready to start adding in some more things. I'm going to come down to the bottom here and grab this pan and just slide it over so it's kind of towards the middle of my screen. If you feel like you need to zoom out or in a little bit, feel free to. Try to make it take up as much of the screen as possible. Once I'm done getting it adjusted, I can press escape. And what I'm going to add now are some construction lines. So over here in our line type, if this panel's closed, all you got to do is hit the over arrow. I'm going to click on construction. And as I start, I'll have to press L so I can draw a line. As I start sliding down this line, that X means that I'm right on the line. And you'll see a little triangle pop up here. That triangle means we're at the midpoint of the line. And that's exactly where I want to click. So I'll click here and start dragging this over. I want this line to come in 1/2 inch or 0.5. And I want to make sure that this line is at 180 degrees. That means it's coming straight across. There's no funky angles to it. So if I have this at 0.5 and 180 degrees, I'm going to press enter. And you'll notice another dimension pops up right here. That's good. That's going to make sure that this line stays at 0.5. I'm going to add another construction line. I'm going to press L for line on this side at the midpoint also. So you see I got that blue triangle letting me know I'm at the midpoint, and that blue X is letting me know that I'm on the line. This line is going to come over 4 inches and be at 0 degrees. Okay, if you have that, we can just go ahead and press enter. All right, and you'll notice these two lines are now lined up. There's a couple more construction lines that I want to add here. One of them is going to be from this top corner. So to draw a line, what do I press? L. And I'll click right here. And this one's going to come down directly on top of that line, 0.25. I'm going to press L again, click on this bottom corner, and this one's going to come up 0.25. Okay, so right now I have a few construction lines drawn. And it's enough to get the outside shape of my SuperClip done. I'm going to turn off construction lines because I want to draw permanent lines now. So I'll press L for lines, make sure that this is not selected. I'll click on this endpoint here and this endpoint here. I'm still in the line command, so I can click on that endpoint here and that corner there. I'm going to come over to the other side and click on the endpoint of that construction line and then the endpoint of this construction line. And I'm going to do the same thing again on the bottom. So right now, the outside shape of my SuperClip is all set to go. There's still some features that I'm going to have to add, and it's important to know that they're going to be at the right placement. So anybody who's ever seen a clothespin before knows that there's a little spring thing that goes inside of it. So to know where those holes should be, I'm going to add some more construction lines. So the first one, I click that, okay, and then I'm going to press L again. From this back intersection, right on that midpoint right here, I'm going to select there, and this is going to come out 1.5. So this is going to be the back hole for our clothespin or SuperClip. I'm going to add another line that's coming from here out, 4. Okay, so these are the two centers of the holes that we need for our SuperClip. We pretty much have the construction lines done that we need. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off right here. And I'm going to press C for circle. I'm going to click here. And when I'm dragging this out, the size that I want this circle to be is, whoops, not 7.5 man carry, 0.75 of an inch. Enter. I'm going to press C again for circle, and I'm going to put the second circle back here at 0.75. So now I have my 2 holes for my clothespin. Everything is dimensioned or measured properly. The last thing that I need to add, or one of the last things I need to add, is a little notch here for the spring to rest on. So in order to add that little notch for the spring, I'm going to draw another rectangle on the bottom here, but you can kind of notice that this is getting a little crowded. So I can move some of these measurements or dimensions around. I'm going to click and hold on this 4 and drag it up to the top. I'm going to click and hold on this 1.5 and drag it up. I'm going to click and hold on this measurement for the diameter of the circles and drag them out. So now I have some space down here that I can draw with. So let's make that notch. To make the notch, I'm going to press R for rectangle. And I have those crosshairs there. When I come down here, it turns to an X. Okay, so I'll click to start on that line, and I'm going to bring this up and over. The width of the notch is going to be this first box that's highlighted, 0.5. And the height is going to be 0.125, just like that. Okay, I can move this dimension out. You see how this is not touching? This is a thinner line, it's not touching. That's how I know that that's just a dimension line. Okay, and I'm going to press D for dimension again, to dimension or make a measurement that goes from that back dot to that front dot. In this dimension or measurement should be 2.25. And it just slid it forward a little bit. Okay, I'm still in the dimension command, so I can go ahead and press escape, because what I'm going to need is another rectangle lined up on the top. So I pressed R for rectangle. I'm going to go to this line, click, let go, and start dragging this out. This one is also going to be 0.5 for how wide it is. And how much it's cutting in is going to be 0.125. Again, I'm going to move this measurement to the outside so it's a little easier to see. And I'm going to press D again for dimension. I'll click this back endpoint and this endpoint here. And this is also going to be 2.25. 25. So right now I have all the measurements and dimensions in that I need. And the overall shape of the SuperClip is looking pretty good. Now, when you're looking at this, you might notice that there is some extra lines in here, but that's okay because we're measuring to those lines. So if we start deleting or getting rid of these lines, it's going to get rid of some of our measurements, and we want all of our measurements there. So we have this all done, and I'm going to go ahead and press E for extrude, and it's going to ask me what I want to extrude. It's going to be this shape right here. You'll notice it's selected when it highlights blue. The distance I'm going to extrude this is going to be 1. And then I'll go ahead and press OK. So it just looks like a gray box right now. But if we come up here to this little home icon and I click that, ta-da, there is your SuperClip. We're all done with the modeling. We need to make this into a drawing now. Go over here to this tab and go down to drawing from design. We want to leave this on manual, and we don't need to worry about too much of this except for the sheet size. We're going to change this to A, and you'll notice the measurements for the width changed to 11, and the height is at 8.5, and it's in a landscape orientation. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and it's going to open up a new tab for me with a new drawing. So now you can see I'm hovering around with this little picture of it, but I really don't need to see too much information from the front. What I need to do is see the size, the side. And so I want to pick right side, okay? In the scale that I don't want it to be 1:4. I want the scale to be 1:1. And all that means is the inches, 1 inch on the drawing will be 1 inch in reality. So I can go ahead and click here, and that's going to give me the view that I want, and I'll click OK. So this is my SuperClip, what it looks like from the side. And if I want, I can come up here to project view. I'll select this and bring it up, and that's the view from the top. Once you have that top selected, just click on this green check mark right here, and that's going to show where all the holes and where everything gets aligned. We're going to go up to File, Save, SuperClip Man Carry Drawing. Sounds good to me. And we're going to save this. Okay, so now you have the drawing saved. You have the model saved. One last thing we got to do is we have to print. So if we go to print, it's going to pop up a screen and a year now. Come on, you can do it. We're going to go up to Data Panel, and we are going to look for SuperClip. I got a few more drawings than you guys probably do. SuperClip Drawing. There we are. Okay, so I can select this SuperClip drawing right here. Oh! So one more thing we're going to have to do is go up here to Export PDF. We're going to export all sheets. And we're going to save this SuperClip drawing. Make sure you save it into your documents. Okay, SuperClip drawings, save. And this is the drawing. We have to click save again. This is the drawing you're going to submit for credit. All right? Have fun. Good luck. And follow the instructions in Google Classroom.